Hey everyone, it's Julianne. Welcome to the 13th episode of the MyMuddlings podcast, lucky number 13. Today is the 7th of November and I'm coming to you here from Adelaide where I live, and it's really good to be back with you today. I'm a bit more casual today. I've got my hair up, I've just got my daggy old clothes on. I did put some makeup on, so that's something. I just didn't do my workout this morning because it was raining and I do it all outside, so I haven't washed my hair yet, so I've just pulled it back. It's fine. Anyway, I've got a few things to talk to you about today. I don't have any announcements, I don't think, not until shop update at the end. So I may as well just get on with it. I will start. I do have one finished object, and that is my Apiday mitts, which is a test knit that I did for Shara Lambeth of the Shara Made podcast. What Shara Made, I think it's called. Hi Shara. So yes, she agreed to let me test her new forthcoming mitt pattern, and that is the Apiday mitts. So that's these here. So these I knit from Tanis Fibre Arts Blue Label in the Midnight colourway. And I just love the way the slip stitches kind of carry the lighter and the darker colours up through the mitt. So these I do need to knit another pair because even though I think the test pattern said to knit them on 2.75mm needles, I went up to 3.25, I think it was, 3.25mm needles to knit these, and they're quite snug. I mean, they fit fine, as you can see. I've got them on, there's no problem, but yes, they are quite snug. So, and I checked my gauge and I'm probably, I think I was about 6 stitches 6 stitches shorter than gauge, I think. Yes, I was too small anyway. Gauge is always weird because it's kind of the invert of what, because more stitches means you've got smaller stitches, and I think I was quite out. So I am going to re-knit these for Shara just so that she can get a little bit more accurate yardage from me. I used 113 yards of the Blue Label, which is just a fingering, and I'm really pleased with them. I think this yarn is just amazing. It's just beautiful colours, and although I did knit a pair of socks with this same colour, and they faded really badly, so hopefully my mitts, being something that's not going to get washed as often as socks, the colour will last a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. They'll definitely get a lot of wear, seeing blue is one of my favourite colours to wear. But yeah, it's a great pattern. It knit up really quickly, and like I said, 113 yards, which is just over 103 metres, I think, of yarn. It's great stash busting project. So yeah, thanks Shara for letting me test knit these. They were great. I knit them really quickly. I think it was within 2 days I knit the pair. So that's the Apiday mitts. Definitely keep a lookout for those when they go live. Tune in to Shara and she'll be sure to let you know. But yes, you'll probably see another pair of these in the not so distant future on the podcast. So that's my finished object for today. And I have to say, with my works in progress, I had a little bit of a cast on party this week. I've been a little bit naughty after telling you that I didn't want to have too many things on the needles. But because I have so many things that need to be done, and because I got completely swept up in one of them, I have a few. I have, I think, 4 here to talk about that I have actually been actively working on all week. So the first one is the wee Easel that I spoke about last week. However, I haven't done a ton. I think I'd already had the body finished last week, so there's the body of the wee Easel, and I have the start of an arm. Knitting on my higher 9-inch circular. Yes, so I have a start of the arm. I think I'm about halfway through. I think it needs 10 repeats, and I think I'm on to my 5th repeat. So yes, I'm nearly halfway through the arm, and yeah, that's kind of all I've done. It's funny, when I was knitting the body, because it was backwards and forwards, it was really quick. I was really into it. I loved it, the feather and fan all over, and I did it really, really quickly. But now that I'm working in the round, it's really not so much fun. And for some strange reason, even though I've got it on the circular, which we would assume would be easy because you just knit around, I'm actually finding it quite tricky because for some reason my stitches keep tightening up, which is really strange. I have purposely gone up an extra needle size on the sleeves than I have on the body, because I find usually once I transfer from knitting flat to knitting in the round, my gauge tightens. So I do have it on a slightly larger needle, one size up. I think I did, I don't know what it was, I can't probably see in this light on my needle, but yeah, for some reason once I get back round, I'm having trouble getting the stitches back onto that fatter part of the needle. So you can see how it's kind of tapered up and then tapers back down. So all I can think is that perhaps when I'm knitting to the second needle, that I'm not knitting the stitch on the thickest part, that I'm still knitting the stitch on where the taper is, because it is quite a long taper, if you can see there. I'll get rid of that one. You can kind of see there's quite a long taper, so I think that could be what my problem is. So I think it's just about being more conscious to get that stitch all the way onto the biggest part of the needle. But yes, I do want to have this done. I'm going to give myself a bit of a slow week this week in regards to work for my muddlings, and I'm going to try and get some stuff done. So I'm hoping to have the wee Easel done by next week. So if I don't have it done next week, you have permission to kick my butt. So that's the wee Easel, and that's just on some of my MyMuddlings bamboo sock in just a one-of-a-kind colourway. It was just a soft grey with purple. So that's my first one. The second one is as I mentioned last week, I was going to do a new prototype for my Reveling Leaves shawl, which I have started. I haven't got a huge weight in. I dyed this yarn up last week, and it's purple. What a surprise! Julianne's knitting purple. So there we go. That's just, I think I'm about 8 repeats in, and I think I did 35 for my original prototype, and I think I'm going to go up to 40 repeats for this one. So I'm not even a quarter of the way through the border. But yes, it's the same as last time. The border is going to be identical. It's got the I-cord on the bottom and then the slip stitch on the top, and that's just the leaves in there. So yeah, that's about as far as I've gotten. I'm calling, this is just on my my MyMuddlings fingering, and I'm calling this colourway Dairy Milk because it reminds me so much of the Cadbury colour purple. This was dyed in a new to me semi-solid method, which I will show you some more in the shop update of what I've done. And even in my works in progress, I have another one that I've done in that same semi-solid method, and I really love it. I kind of want to dye everything in this semi-solid method now, because it just gives such a lovely depth of colour. So this one, it had a grey base, and it's got 2 different shades of purple over the top, so I really, really love it. So that's Dairy Milk, and eventually I'll probably will be having some of this in the store. And yeah, I think it knits up really lovely. You can kind of see the what do you call it, like the graduating of the colour through the light shades through to the dark shades, and it's just really lovely semi-solid sort of tonal colour. So that's my Reveling Leaves. Yes, as I said, nothing's changed. It's exactly the same as the original. It's going to be the body and the bind off that is going to be different, I think. So I just got to get through that initial border so I can start the body. So that's whip number 2. Now whip number 3 is a pair of socks. Yay! I did mention on the podcast that I was losing my sock mojo a little bit, but because I'm part of the knit-alongs for the Box of Socks Cal and the Just One More Row 12 and 16 Cal, I knew I had to knit socks. And the November monthly prompt for Just One More Row 12 in 16 is self-strapping. So that's my self-strapping. Let's get rid of that. So this is some Knit Picks for Leashy. And this is the Kaleidoscope colourway, and it's this really nice soft grey with these sort of neon stripes, and I love it. When I looked at it in the ball, I didn't love it, like, especially this one, because it's just the grey, blue and yellow, and I'm not a yellow fan, as you probably have heard me say. So it's Knit Picks for Leachy. They've got a special reserve because they only bring it back every now and then. So, yeah, but once I started knitting, and because it's, I suppose you could say it's half grey, so, you know, that's the nice grounding colour in there. I'm not hugely a neon person, but I'm really loving this. This is great. And I've actually done, this is the Fish Lips Kiss heel, because this is just my standard vanilla sock 64 stitch Fish Lips Kiss, and I'm doing it top down this time, when previously I've been doing them toe up. I thought because it's striping, I'd be better off going from top down, just so I can control the cuff rather than have the cuff end up being something random. So yes, this is my Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I've ripped this out. I ripped it out 3 times over the weekend, I think, because the first time I did it, the grey actually started coming up here. And I kept looking at it and kept looking at it thinking, I'm not going to be happy with that. It's just going to drive me nuts. So I ripped it all out, and then I knitted again, and I had an extra row of grey. And by the time I got to the end of my short rows to rebuild, like, because you go down and then you rebuild it back up, I had somehow ended up not twin stitching one of the stitches. And I had an extra stitch that hadn't been twinned on one side versus all being twinned on the other side. So I'm like, no, okay, I gotta pull it out again. But the third time was the charm, and I managed to get this really nice half-half heel. So pretty much I did that by just taking the slack of what was left of the colour into the sock and then picking up from the coloured section. So yes, I managed to get it half-half. So half grey and half pink, which I will be replicating on the second sock because I like matchy-matchy, so the second sock should be identical. So yes, as I said, just my standard vanilla sock, 64 inches, and I'll just do a standard wedge toe on the end. So that is that, and I got that done in a couple days, so if I really work on it, I'll probably be able to get the second sock done within a couple of days. So that's my socks. And the final thing that I've been working on, and the thing that's probably captured me the most, I think, is the lock hat, which is by Tin Can Knits. And this is what I've got so far. I'm almost at the point where I'm going to be starting the crown decreases, the chart for the crown decreases. And I love this. This is so, so pretty. And this was my Wee Peggy test spin that I spoke about a couple of weeks ago that I said I was going to dye. So there we go. And this was done in the semi-solid method, as I was mentioning. And this has got 2 shades of blue and then black over the top. And I think this will be a new colourway as well, and I'm going to call it Kingfisher because it's very much like the blue feathers on the Kingfisher bird. So yes, this is hand spun and hand dyed by me, so it's like really exciting to be knitting this. It did get a little bit felted because, as I mentioned when I spoke about this last time, it was a little bit underspun and lightly plied. I don't know that that's focusing, but yeah, so it did get a little bit felted when I did I hand wound the ball while Simon and I were watching a film the other night, and yeah, it was a bit tricky because it kept sticking to itself, and I had to kind of actually, instead of just winding and having it sort of come up, I had to actually sort of rip it off as we went round, but it's not really affected the yarn itself. I mean, you can see that it doesn't look felted. It's still got quite a nice sheen to it as well. So I'm really happy with this. I was really pleased with the spin because it's nice and squishy, and I love the colour. It's just great, and it's so much fun to see it knitting up, and I just love this so much. So I'm really proud of this. I'm really happy, as you can probably tell. So yeah, I've been working on this pretty hardcore since, when did I wind the yarn? Saturday night. So pretty much this is mostly yesterday. I think I had done most, or I think 2/3 of the ribbing on Saturday night, and then I've done the rest since then. So yes, that's the Lock Hat by Tin Can Knits, and I'm really, really happy with it. It's gorgeous. I just have to wear my hats more. I have so many hats, and I like wearing hats, and apparently I look good wearing hats, but I just don't wear them that often, so I'm going to have to wear that one, definitely. So that's my works in progress. Let me just check my notes. What do I have? Yes, I have been doing a little bit of spinning. I haven't been doing a ton. On one of my stash acquisitions segments that I did on the podcast, I spoke about my order that I got from Owl About Yarn, and I'm spinning up her Falklands merino top in the unpredictable colourway, and that I am just spinning. It's spinning really fine, actually. I'm quite pleased with it. Every now and then you get a bit of a blip that's a bit fatter, but it's spinning really fine. I'm spinning that on my Wee Peggy again on my second whirl and in double drive, and I'm going to chain ply that. So I'm probably just having a look, my spinning wheels over to the side. I think I'm probably at least 1/3 to 1/2 of the way through the braid. It has been, I can't say it's the most enjoyable spin, and I don't know whether that's the fibre or the wheel, but yeah, it's going well. It's very pretty. I'm going to chain ply it once it's done, and that's pretty much it. I haven't got anything to show you. I will take a photo and pop that in the B-roll so that you can see it. But that's the only spinning that I've been doing this week, and haven't been doing a ton of spinning. So I guess I'll just move on to shop update, because I am getting on in time, and I do like to keep this around 20 minutes just for ease of upload. So yes, I have a shop update this week. It's not going to be huge because I haven't been doing a whole heap. I do have a bit of an announcement. My Christmas kits, which went up in the store last week, I haven't sold any of them yet, so I'm doing a bit of a promotion because I don't want to have Christmas stuff hanging around into the new year. But I am offering half price shipping on those kits. So that's, I think I put that I ship America, UK, Canada, New Zealand and Australia. Please contact me if you're outside that area and you would like to purchase a kit. But yes, I am offering half price shipping. I know I've had a couple of people get in touch with me and say that they'd love to get a kit, but they're worried about the shipping. So here is your chance. Until Sunday the 13th of November, the shipping on the kits is half price. So please head on over to mymuddlings.etsy.com and check out the kits over there, and yeah, get your half price shipping. So I would love to ship out a Christmas kit to you. I'm very proud of them, and I'd love them to have homes with you guys. So yes, please check that out. There's something else I wanted to mention too. I do have, I did this for my sister for her birthday last week, and she suggested that I do it in my shop. So I have gift certificates available, and I have two values in there at the moment, which is $25 and $50. And of course, if you want a different denomination, please feel free to contact me. And those are completely customizable. I can put a special message in there up to 50 characters for whoever you are buying that gift certificate for. And each gift certificate includes shipping within Australia as well as part of the price. So your loved one can use their gift certificate and they'll get free shipping as well. So yes, I can, like I said, I can customize it with a message up to 50 characters from you, and that will get delivered to you as a PDF file with a code in it, a one-time use code that will entitle your your recipient to get the value of the voucher plus including the shipping. So if that's you know, you're unsure what to buy for your crafty loved one and you like the stuff that I do and you think they might like it too, please head on over to my shop. And like I said, I can do different denominations. I can set up custom listings for you, so just open a convo and I can do that for you. And finally, I will show you what will be up in the shop this week. I only have a small, you can probably see it in the background just next to me there. I have a small shop update just of a few 4 skeins that I have. And these were some of the other semi-solid that I have dyed. So this one I am calling Summer Peaches. And it's this lovely soft yellow with sort of pinks over the top. And I have 1 skein in fingering and 1 skein in DK. And they'll be up in the store. So that's Summer Peaches. I'm really pleased with that one. It's very pretty. And then I have this one, which I'm calling Acorns. So this one is sort of a orange with brown, beautiful semi-solid. I love this. And it's not my colours. I don't like orange. And I mean, I don't like yellow either, but the other one's yellow. So this semi-solid technique is just creating colourways that I personally would want to knit with. And that's just gorgeous. So I have 1 on fingering and then 1 on Aran. So those 4 will be up in the shop on Wednesday night at 7 PM Australian Central Standard Time. And yes, please don't forget that there's half price shipping on my Christmas kits. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. Please get in touch with me if you would like to. All my details will be at the end. Go over and join the Ravelry group and have a chat with us over there. And until next week, happy crafting, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks. Bye.